So how do we what are the sort of types of competitive intelligence research that we can do? So um, essentially there are two key types. There's secondary and primary. It's pretty straightforward. And I've split secondary into um, two types. A sort of a big one-off assessment. And this may be purely secondary. It may often be a combination of secondary and primary research, where you're really taking a snapshot of the market. And I'll show you some examples in the case studies later on of these type of projects. But essentially, it's a sort of deep dive on your competitors, either strategic, or and or financial, and looking at their market share, and their share of market, etc., and learning lessons from that, both from their successes and their failures. So, as I said, I'll talk in the case studies a bit more about the wide variety of those kind of projects. These can be, these can be very valuable, these type of deep dive projects, when you've got a big decision to make, when you're deciding whether to enter a market, when there's a stop go, when there's a financial decision to be made, or on a kind of periodic basis, maybe an annual or biannual, as in 2-yearly check on your competitive environment. These are not things that you can do continuously on a monthly basis, and they're things that people often utilize research houses to help with, because of the amount of effort involved, and the skill set involved in doing this kind of deep dive assessment, and really monitoring, really looking deep into the competitive landscape. And also because of another couple of factors, the sort of the independence of those houses, and their ability potentially to speak to people and get information that other that in-house people can't. The other type of secondary CI research is the ongoing type, and this is much more sort of often tool driven. It's kind of what it's one of the main things that traditional competitive intelligence or market intelligence teams within big companies did, which is just monitoring what's going on day by day, week by week, at your competitors. And over the last probably 10 years, there's been a big move to sort of automation in this area, to bringing on to a wide range of tools that can be used to suck in all this kind of ongoing information, to organize it into newsletters and regular updates, to give people alerts, all this kind of thing. So what in many companies was a weekly or monthly roundup produced by the market research or competitor, whatever it was called, team within the company, is now much more tool based. Either the team are using those tools, or the broader employee base, particularly the sales team, etc., and the strategy people have access directly to those tools. So it can be immediate direct signals from the companies themselves, like product launches, financial updates, official announcements, interviews by the senior management, market entry or exit announcements. So there's the first level, which is really what the kind of company is telling you about itself. Second level is well what the company is telling you about itself, maybe somewhat inadvertently. So things like employee feedback on forums like LinkedIn or Glassdoor, those kind of things. Job advertisements, where are they creating new roles? Store checks, so where are their products placed or services placed, and how are they communicated, and how are those where available, how what pricing information can be gathered from that. And then a third level of ongoing analysis is sort of sentiment analysis, so social media listening, share of voice, and this will give you a customer view and a more unofficial view of your competitors. And then there's sort of SEO, AEO, AIO, AI optimization analysis of how well their websites are performing and what ranking they're at and what their ranking is for different things, etc., which can give you a temperature on the performance of your competitor. So all these things can be monitored ongoing, and a whole range of tools such as Clue and others that can be used to do that. Or you can utilize a third party to do it as well.